And watching TV shows, I mostly go to either comedy or drama. I love stories as well, but my go-to mostly is health, medical shows. I've always watched Grey's Anatomy. I've always watched Chicago Med. I've always watched ER. Any show that had anything to do with doctors, I was watching it. So I was watching a show yesterday, and the young lady said something that rose like a moment in my head. And she said, because they were doing a DNA test. It was two brothers, and the brother, they did a DNA test. The two brothers did a DNA test, and it came back negative. Like, so they weren't brothers. But then the mom was explaining to the son that when he was a child, he had a bone marrow transplant. And over time, with the bone marrow transplant, his DNA test will no longer show up as his own DNA because he has a new bone marrow. So the bone marrow, it would be, the DNA will show up as his recipient's bone marrow. The bone marrow recipient DNA will now be his DNA. And I thought that that was kind of crazy and dope at the same time, of how our bodies are genetically made to just absorb, react, transmute, replicate DNA. So if you take any body part from me and put it into another person, our DNAs are going to match up, or they're going to clash. They're not going to be that same individual anymore. It's now a different version of them. It's like a 2.0 or 2.5, whatever you want to call it. So follow me here, because I'm dropping gems. I want to see if you can pick up the gems. So if you're telling me that if I take a body part out of me and put it into somebody else, the DNA is altered, wouldn't that be quite similar to if I took any type of foreign something and put it in my body outside of, like, you know, the body parts? If I took anything foreign outside of my body, let's say I'm getting breast implants, or I'm getting butt injections, or I'm taking this or that type of serum, wouldn't that ultimately, you would think, probably do something to my genetic code or to my DNA? So further down the line, if I give birth to someone, or if that person gives birth to someone, that DNA coding is going to be misconstrued, or it's going to have a malfunction, or it's going to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Messed up. We usually use messed up. There's going to be something thrown off with it. That has happened to us before. The codings are not matching up, and they're still trying to code things. They're still trying to code things, and we're still eating up the codings and not recognizing these things. So when you're implementing or mixing DNAs, it's taken away from the original form, the original DNA of you, the original pattern of who you are. And when she said that, I was like, that is crazy. So basically, what has happened is, with the young man, he no longer exists, if you think about that. So if L got a bone marrow transplant from Z, he's no longer L, he's Z. And I'm pretty sure that goes with anybody who gets a kidney transplant or a lung transplant. You've created yourself into a new person because you have a different DNA pattern. Your blood is not the same anymore. I'm dropping so many messages in this video, and I don't want to pull them out. I just want you to figure them out first so you can train your mind to think differently. We got to stop altering our DNA. We got to stop just giving away our DNA. We got to start just signing up. Here, take some, take some. We gotta stop that. There's a part in the Bible, like, I haven't got to it yet because I'm still self-discovering things. So I know that as I grew up, I always heard that surgery was bad, or major surgeries was bad. And now I understand why. I dropped the gem already. Did you pick it up? Did you pick up what I dropped? Because We gotta stop believing what they're saying and follow God completely. You gotta follow your source. You gotta follow your anchor, because what they're doing is taking the words and making everything seem like it's wrong. Taking words and making things seem like that's not truth in that book. The book for me is a healing book. It's a historic book. It's a astrology book. It teaches me everything about what I need for all of life, not just a portion of it. But somehow there's been a lot of manipulation with using this book. So I talk about, let's tap in for a moment. Let's talk about it. If the book says no major surgeries, which I'm going to pull up the Bible scripture and we can talk about it then. If the book says no major surgeries, no surgeries at all, whatever it states, because I have to read it first before I can talk about it, but it's coming to me right now to talk about. So if it says it, why are we doing it? I don't believe in those things. I don't do surgeries. If I'm going to die, I'm going to die. That's how I feel. Like, I ain't trying to stay here with y'all. My mission should be up. Like, I came here to do what I'm supposed to do and I'm gone. I don't want to keep this body. This is not my home. But we'll do all we can to save the little piece of junk. We'll try to save this. My soul is me. My body is just a vessel. It's just an avatar. Like, why are we saving this? Like, why are we saving it? Like, that's what I don't get. Like, sometimes I'll be like, but my spirit is just so much bigger than this body, though. Like, my spirit be like, sis, we got things to do. Like, we're trying to fly. We can't fly in this body. That's how my mind thinks. But then you have other people who are like, no, I'm trying to stay in this body forever, bro. Like, this body is awesome. This body don't last forever. This body don't last forever. Especially the way y'all eating and thinking and doing things wrong in the world. You think your body gonna last for more than 70 years? I think I got a lot of more time because I have been doing correct in my life. But a lot of us can't say like, yeah, I'm going to live to be 100. I'm going to live to be 105. I'm going to live to be older than that, because you don't even know how to get there. People are giving you clues and hints, but you're still not taking them. You're still not picking them up. And the clues that we get, we second guess. Never taking it back to our source and confirming it. We just believing stuff. If somebody told you today that you can't fly, you're going to believe them. And if I told you that you can, you're going to not believe me. You're not even going to try to think outside the box. You're not going to even try to see, why would she say that? Because every time somebody says something crazy, you second guess it. Kanye West told us that we were still slaves, but you still second guess it. And it states that in the Bible that we have a mentality that's enslaved. It says that you should not be dedicated to your slave masters. And what you guys think that little phrase says there is about slave masters, about being owned by slaves. I mean, slaves being owned by masters. Technically, most of us stay enslaved when you give your freedom away to people you don't even want to be around. You giving your freedom away by clocking into a job you don't even want to go to. You giving your freedom away by doing stuff that's not aligned with God. That's not aligned with your will. That's being a slave. That's being enslaved, because you're not operating according to your free will. But we're not going to go there, because that wasn't even what this video was about. We have to understand what we're actually doing here. Until we all can have these conversations of getting to know one another better and understanding each other and who we are, we're all going to be confused. So ask more questions. Do more things. I challenge you today. Ask yourself a question and figure it out for yourself today. Allow yourself to follow the clues and answers. And tag me in your video when you post it, because I want to know. What did you find? Lead me to the Bible scripture that talks about surgery. Lead me to the Bible scripture that talks about us being slaves. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. I hope you guys are having a great day. Stay amazing. Stay blessed. You guys continue to follow me at Free Your Journey. Listen to me on anchor.fm/freeyourjourney. Also follow my TikTok. It is queenro_111. And guys, I hope that you join my Facebook group, because it's where we have the most open conversations there, and I just want you guys to join them and be a part of them. Have an amazing day, you guys. This has been Queen Ro.